Show them. Come on out. Show them. Right now. Nothing lasts forever.
I'll protect us. Come on, we can do it.
Come on out. Right here. Emerge. A sight to behold. Right here. Right now. Come on out. Come on out. Right here. Is that all? Right now. I'm always watching. Show them. Right here. Emerge. Right now. A sight to behold. Right here. Emerge. Right here. Right now. Emerge. Right here. Right. Is that all? Right here. I'm always watching. Right now. Right here. Right now. Emerge. Come on out. What a nuisance. Right.
Let's dance.
A sight to behold. Emerge. Come on out. Is that all? Right now. Come on out. Come on out.
Ready, steady, go!
Come on out. I'm always watching. Show them. Come on out. Come on out. Show them. Right here. Emerge. Right here. Right now. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Emerge. Come on out. Come on out. Show them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me. Come on, we can do it.
I'm always watching. Show them. Come on out. Come on out.
Go, Barbara! La 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 la!
Show them. Come on out. Come on out. Yeah.
Time to go.
Add Astra.
Time to go. The wind knows me. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Into the wind.
Sketch! Hold the line! Whirling snow!
The wind knows me.
Another test. Another test.
Look at you! Lose it!
Free. That tingle.
Yeah! Sakura swirl!
Free.
Take flight! Sketch! Can't handle your drink!
One with nature.
Sketch!
The wind knows me.
Rust and Reven! My apologies!
Into the wind. Time to go.
Allow me!
Let's get down to business. The wind knows me.
Rain outlines your fate.
Finally, wind!
Gather! This is order.
No, my sword!
See? Higher, higher, dance on fire!
This.
Huh?
Solidify!
One with nature. The fairy.
Go!
Time to go.
Solidify!
The wind knows me.
No, my sword! Let me lead you.
Time to go!
One with nature.
My hammer.
Solidify! Order guide you.
Rain outlines your face.
Pick another job.
Lost over!
That
The wind knows me.
I will have order.
Into the wind.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that...
The Traveler would be the most suitable candidate.
Indeed, I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help? Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rift Hounds are attacking the roots of the sacred sakura nearby Mount Yoke.
Rift Hounds? On Narukami?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. The sacred sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already? Good. Then you can see that this...
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the sacred sakura's root system is vast and complex, their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all of the Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work. But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rift Towns has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation. You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far. I will mark on your map the areas where Rift Town appearances have.
Relax. We'll be back before you can say The secret...
Once, there was a glorious kingdom.
Time to go. Time to go.
They're attacking the sacred Sakura! Stop them!
No, my sword! Let me weave you a verse.
Higher, higher, pants on fire!
Gather! Order guide you.
One with nature.
See? Wow, there are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryou Commission needed help! Come on, travelers, you can take them!
Stabilize.
Into the wind.
Torn to oblivion!
Shogun?
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them! That was amazing!
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I had never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking,
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself. Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you. If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this... But Rift Hounds attacking the sacred Sakura.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked... The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the Rift Hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us... From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby. all the...
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powered. Oh yeah. After we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to. This color. It's similar to the color when the sacred sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
One with nature.
Time to go.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out. Is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh? What's this? Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen, but why would they appear here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in there, we will defend Inazuma until our dying breath. You don't know? Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They're merciless, ferocious, and every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely. I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's the show. You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma. There are no monsters. Nor...
what? But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down.
I think I understand. Almighty Yes, we were right to place our trust in the all. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely... Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while the disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Teyvat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that, but even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Yes. For the longest time, all my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long. When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for, as Inazuma's god, it is high time I honor warriors of the past who spilled your blood on this land. I will never forget you, and
He's taking all this pretty hard.
come on.
Expected, there are a load of Rift Hounds here too!
Leave them to me.
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down! Illusion shattered! There is no escape! Torn to oblivion!
Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go!
You are unduly concerned. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area...
Makes sense! Spoken like a... The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely need to Hey! The same light is leaking out again!
Furuyama?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land?
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews...
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in Your Excellency's presence long enough to become... It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do? Oh, yeah.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. And now the Almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then? People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life. And
Perhaps...
it won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the Almighty Shogun for the last time. What a pity. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh? Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea. The Almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't see a tea set anywhere around.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No. Your humble...
This place is... complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But... well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the Almighty... I can't decide whether it's a final regret.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most...
Time to go.
I'm also feeling...
It's the Traveler. And the Almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, Almighty Shogun. Oh, and
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't...
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was, in her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. They are similar, but when you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This now, it seems like she was right.
Wow. There sure was a lot...
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is...
That's...
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one.
Do you feel you're starting to understand?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity, but now I no longer cling to what was lost.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I...
It's all good, sir.
Let us return. We ought not keep...
He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would...
Or perhaps the ley lines didn't...
So we didn't even have a...
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle. Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I... The tea is ready. Please give... So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure... You're right. But the thing... I've been reminded of many people, too. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saiku.
She died in that disaster?
Yes. She went to Conria alone. Without... Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Yes. It was too late. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point. So all I could do was enter into her mind. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity.
That's quite a...
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura. That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was...
This is all really hard to understand.
Yes. She had such a great love for this. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person...
Brother? You mean to say that he was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time... And also, my mind was so...
Oh, well, boy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's... Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Time to go. Time to go.
Once again, please leave.
Hey!
Fear.
Illusion shattered! There is no escape! Shine down!
Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Illusion shattered! Perish! Illusion shattered! Shine down!
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. We'll deal with them. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more.
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger...
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right, just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your back.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
One with wind and cloud!
Into the wind!
Rust and rebuild! Whirling snow! Embrace the ice!
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Are you...
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as—
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun safely returning, there's—
Well, what are you guys gonna...
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the Almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the Almighty Shogun.
Thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth...
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, you could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later...
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty. I used to think just like that samurai. That I was first and foremost a warrior. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior, even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the thing. Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new, no matter how long it takes. I am committed to bringing, now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work.
Alrighty then, let's move on. It looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be... She seems to have changed a lot since we... Huh? What's wrong, eh? Come on, keep up. What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like the situation... No need. I need to go to the cave below the Grand
Why? What?
A battleground. What?
Time to go. Time to go.
We're finally here. The entrance.
Whoa! Where'd the Torii Gate come from?
This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. It looks like she...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she?
Follow me.
Where are we going? Whoa. This place... Look! It's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice! Is that...
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors. And the dialogue we must now
Wait.
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her, as she indicates. Once I started entertaining the idea of change, but inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and hey, showdown with the Shogun?
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the... I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you hack it through or something? But they both just want...
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It inherits A's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting erosion. Determination, courage, love. Only rules shall remain
Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles.
You wish to make yourself I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity.
And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A.
In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni Maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did.
This ends now. Inferior.
Inazuma shines eternal!
The Kitsune sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as thick black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Torn to oblivion! Pathetic. Weak. Pathetic. Be gone! Your shine down! Weak. Gone! This world, a fleeting shadow.
Now you shall perish!
The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another.
Never. For the rest of time.
Inferior.
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down! Be gone!
Absurd. Inferior.
Be gone! The eye sweeps the lands.
Torn to oblivion! Euthymia crumbles before...
Have you finally defeated...
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can...
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, she was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than...
Then, does that mean...
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times, 500 years ago, humanity here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them up. It is about time that I learn to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle, I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just... She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn. What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. And then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out, like we did last... Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win... Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A. Oh, but we also can't get... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice! Don't feel Paimon now! Okay. Oh, you're right. Who knows if she really
Talk to the...
Time to go.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires no... You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well, so you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer...
Is she playing dumb?
Aha, you're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of conscience. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no...
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like? Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. First things first. Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how... To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this...
So, it's abstract, but it has a location, but you don't know where it is.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant. This is precisely why, when entering the plane of Euthymia, it's much safer if you place your.
What? Alright, well, Paimon's staying here then. You two can go in.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is air.
Paimon's had it up to here!
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are. Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in?
This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as over countless battles. Not once have you lost. And had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, for your firm commitment to enforcing the... You bring honor to the title of... Now these two return once more to this space. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. Energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, penetrate minds and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Witness the final calamity. There is no escape. In spirit, shine down. Eternity is in my hands! Illusion shattered! Erase all threats! This is... I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and... But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future.
You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me.
I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding.
This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her.
You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant.
I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool.
You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change, but as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future.
Do you say this?
It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh?
Is it really?
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's...
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside. Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have my thanks. You have...
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things current. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. It's not only the monsters that I am worried about.
That's a tough one, all right. There's plenty more besides memories held in the ley lines.
Since you clearly understand, many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but
Yaimiko said nothing of the sort, and some words are not to be passed on. Trust me, you don't want to know the cost of betraying me. Just think of the things I said to you.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them. To put it bluntly, it was constant torture, with no end in sight. Faced with an endless battle, I had to remain focused at all times. Had my concentration lapsed for but a moment, the Shogun's blade would have taken my life. Safe to say, were it not for my previous experiences in combat, my skills would not have been up to the challenge. And through it all, you also had your part to play. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared. Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma, but now I see that hers was a gaze full of delight and hope.
If the people of the past deserve the god's attention, then so do the people of the future.
Indeed. No longer will many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma. Abolishing the Sakoku decree has a myriad of implications. It would be folly to say, for example, I can foresee the outside world posing a threat to Inazuma's businesses.
Hey, you're thinking about this all so conscientiously. I've only got as far as wondering whether I'll be able to sell entrance tickets to the Grand Narukami Shrine in the future.
Honestly, many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
Just what will become a...
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Ad Astra Abyssal. Thank you for completing today's commission.
Ooh, you restaurant? That place isn't even worth mentioning.
Face the ground at the stroke of midnight.
We haven't been to the Yai Publishing House in a while. Paimon wonders if they have any new books in. The one we read with A that time was pretty cool.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that is a ton of Mora.
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for. I'm better off wishing that my exam goes smoothly.
Ah, it's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it. If it doesn't work, then just keep throwing till it does.
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirited debate.
Huh? Really? You guys don't know? You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then your wish will come true. Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop. This, my friends, is the next big thing. A highly
A wish ritual? That actually worked, right? Even Paimon knows that's just not how the world works.
I didn't believe it at first either. It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like a lot. But get this, I don't see him for a few days, and I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with Mora.
His whole bed was filled with... Wow!
Of course, I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an exam. Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual.
If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of
Really? Well, come on! Let's go ask around right now, shall we? Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could... Oh!
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
On closer inspection, it seems like there really are a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like the light of the moon.
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed! You're never going to get it down at this rate.
Hey! What are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me!
Incantation? Are you guys trying out this new wishing ritual stuff too?
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so... I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it. I mean, I obviously don't. But Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more... People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor... Anyway, I just know that...
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine? Oh, I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck. Alright, enough of that. Help me...
Look, to be completely honest, I think you need to sit down and have a good look at you now. Trying dubious...
Wait. What? This...
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by... As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wish...
Look, Junkichi, yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story.
What's so surprising about that? They're
Why don't we go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and ask Yaimiko about it? She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and...
Time to go.
Miko! Great, you're here!
Well, hello there, young ones. What brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel. Oh? Well...
Well, we were just... actually...
No, not at...
Lady Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
It really is nothing major. I stand by that. Oh, but since you're...
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, here's what happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted, Domon turned him away. Took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's bestest. But since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange. It's like he's become a completely different person.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now, if it were me, I'd just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know.
Oh, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother...
About 5 days ago.
5?
Yes, Lady Guji.
That's a long time for him to be acting up like this. Our greatest wish is to one day found our own school, just like Domon. We can't jeopardize—
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to—
well, they're kinda two sides of the same—
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of it?
What? Rumors?
Oh dear. Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject.
Miko, he seems really desperate. This thing with his brother sounds really bad. Come on, you should help him.
Okay, fine.
Yay, Miko!
Kato, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they are experts in resolving—
Yeah!
Is that hesitation that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the—
Not at all, never. Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you two for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
No, hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists!
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo-jumbo while you're sprinkling it around. It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically falls into place. Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little unfair to make— Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too.
This feels all wrong. But you
All right, let's go. Don't—
Okay, let's follow— What is going on here? Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems even more disinterested than usual in Yohei's situation. Well, a life's at stake here, so it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before—
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty—
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone?
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we? Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother, and also—
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't—
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the—
Time to go.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about—
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Huh? Debt collectors? No, but, it sounds like Yohei and Shingo have got—
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted—
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even
Wait, what? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother was—
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has reliable information.
there. We've come to ask...
Oh. Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Yeah, we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice.
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting...
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it. I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But the way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water. Mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel, too. He was celebrating very vocally,
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one...
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that—"
Lady Guji, esteemed exorcists. Finally, I found my brother. He's at the waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for, too.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
Look over there. That's him at the waterfall.
So this is Yohei's brother. Whoa. Hey, listen! He's talking to...
Woo! How's that? Can you feel? Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. Please, spare me. Spare me. I can't take any more. I'm gonna... Yohei.
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for help!
Huh? Who?
He stood up, and...
No, don't come... Help!
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
Oh, poor Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to cook. The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something.
I don't know what to tell you.
You don't know? But surely you should have more insight than anyone else. Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth again. This is a life or death situation. Your brother is your closest relative. You must, and yet 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
But,
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you...
All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite just like the book described. We drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, after my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole because... I was worried that if he goes back to if that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this on.
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Well, 'cause with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Guji might have a way to get my brother back to normal.
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes. Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
You're right, you're right. We were wrong to do what we did.
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
It's the...
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
We do nothing, but you, little one. Just a quick fight, and this will all...
Who's this? Ah, come on.
He's coming! Answer! Hold the line!
My apologies! Whirling snow!
Cut down. Like... That was great! Excellent! Woo! What a... I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
He disappeared! But he looked pretty Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know...
we can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
What am I doing here? Yohei? Yohei, is that you?
Shingo, are you alright?
Yohei, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in I was terrified, and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't. And the voice kept talking about manliness.
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Guji, and thank you for your assistance.
All right, take him to get some rest. He's very weak right now, having been possessed for quite a few days. He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists. We'll be on our way then.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we had? And if so, why the heck were you so...
Oh, they would have been fine. I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
So, what was it that possessed...
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Paimon's got it.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Fair enough. it seemed like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still.
Whew. Well...
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you...
You mean you disagree? Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book. Yes, I know the one.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
But who wrote this book? And why? What do you think, Traveler? You're right. Big events in the light novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care about this book at all.
Lady Yai, I finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are...
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Yes. Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending. One book is topping the charts. It's called...
Both of you, back here now!
Miko? What is it?
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the... Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is. I have to come up with a counterplan. And you are going...
Huh? How is this up?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Oh, am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma...
Wait, what just happened? Again, you're...
Nothing's wrong, okay? I'm going to head back and make some preparations.
We're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you... I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai...
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status...
Oh, wow. Your first guess... Wrong.
Yeah! Wait!
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic.
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely...
But that means there's...
Well, I've been thinking. I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has... The book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel. Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the—
Wait, Miko. So you want us to write a novel?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary. Anyway, there is a writer's submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble.
Time to go.
I've been reading light novels for a long— These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. The only recent book worth mentioning is, not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really—
I'll be honest. I read light novels. In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc. By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also—
The key to a successful light novel: when to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artist you should commission for them. These good illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can ruin your— There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. The illustrations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits are incredible, but it's—
There's much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yae Miko.
There you are. Let me introduce the team. You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru. Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed— Satomi is Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits off its perch.
Uh-huh. It definitely makes sense.
Now then, tell me what you found out about— all very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still, for example, we know we need an original core concept.
Before you can answer that, take A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and... But that would make it a completely different genre than...
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is, as long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Alright, let's start with Chapter 1 then. What are you thinking? Go for that! No matter how you tried.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9. Is there really flying emergency food in other worlds? How does it taste? And how do you cook it? It's a strong opening, an easy way to grab the reader's attention. Never underestimate the appeal of culinary-oriented subject matter. Food, after all, is a topic that everyone is interested in. Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the... Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this...
That's good. Okay, we're done with Chapter 1. Let's move on to Chapter 2. Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, Chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see?
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further.
Before it came to what?
The bane of our existence. Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful!
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and... boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for the... Don't worry, this is my treat.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute.
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process...
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain... Ooh! Does this mean your inspirations come back? Let's see now. The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends a young... with the help of the Qixing and... Is this the...
I give it a 9.8. The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's curiosity. I, for one, think there's a sizable market for this. Approved.
Alright, well... Let's just hope Zhongli doesn't mind.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yae.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas? Clearly very closely based on your own personal experience, with no major changes at all. That's fine. Since it's something that took place in Inazuma, it might actually be more interesting to readers if it's grounded in the truth. One thing, though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you... Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle.
Whoa! So we're really going head-to-head with our...
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Ina... You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation.
Please, talk to me if you want to order.
That's just like Erika, always refining her craft.
Time to go. Here.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements. But with Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters. Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get... May your light novel sell well and set a...
We'll do our best.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon slowly started...
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of...
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is...
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly...
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the result. Thank you all for your submission. You've all finally... Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves. Multiple sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies. This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was... We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal.
Oh, shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved on, hasn't it?
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from a first...
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old. No one's talking about that anymore. The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai. I heard that the incantations in a first-hand guide to summoning spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever. They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Wow, you're right! But what's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
This is something that will become very... Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author, right?
Oh yeah, if we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing...
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book. Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone."
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So...
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role. Oh, what are you talking?
Time to go.
Miko, what?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author.
Really? But it feels...
That seems rather fitting, consider... What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author.
Paimon's heart is pounding, but... Hey! Wait up! Ooh, Paimon's skin! What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also... Looks like the artist signed their name. Rakusai?
Let's go inside and take a look.
Let's get down to business.
Right here. Come on out. Emerge.
The wind knows me.
Can't handle your drink. Rest and leave it. My apologies.
This battle.
Wow, this place is huge. Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird-looking stool as well. Wonder what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move. Come on out. Show them. Show them. Show them.
One with nature. The wind knows me.
Right now.
Let me try my
Right here. Take flight.
You win. This is battle.
Come on out.
Let's get down to business.
Emerge.
One with nature.
Think you can bully me? Allow me.
Right now. Come on out.
What's into the wind.
Scratch!
fall before me!
My apologies!
What on earth was a place like this?
Show them. Emerge.
Come with nature!
Whoa. It's the painting we just saw! It's turning this way along with the whole wall! It's getting eerier and scarier!
Okay. Next, I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps. The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it. You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here. Yes. The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to put... You saw what happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only...
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess the traveler isn't gonna have any lasting...
Oh, you really care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that. Anyway, are you scared, little friend? Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
It's like she's sitting inside the painting. Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Recite the incantation in your heart, little one. Also, you'll need to have some intent. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to...
Probably something to do with writing.
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
The painting is moving again!
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own... What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing?
We got you! So you are the one who wrote up... What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation...
Huh? What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I? You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war.
What? Paimon knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive. I sense, yes, great power within her. Good. Good! With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way!
Wake up! Quick! Wake up! We gotta...
It is futile. You shall never wake her again.
Hey! Come on, wake up! Miko, think of something... You're laughing?
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never look what you've done to this little flying one here. Aw.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now...
Rakusai? Miko...
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But...
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something...
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing? You witnessed human memories leaking from the ley lines, didn't you? Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too. In life, yokai possess supernatural powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not. Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But...
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daiyoko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days. Anything they're still itching to do, they can go and get it done.
But...
She's trying to say that all the commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the humans.
Disturbance? I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? But you know, I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when you think about it, we're actually doing the humans a bit...
Yes, that's what I thought too.
All right then. You finally
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics. Miko is actually one of the most powerful yokai out there.
Not only that, Urakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, to become the most popular in Inazuma.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive. You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh, I must say it feels good.
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Oh, Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end. Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Ha ha ha! Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up, but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
All right. Goodbye then,
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all the—
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy out. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
He disappeared! Are you awake? How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me. Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So, your first possession, What was it like? Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again. Hearing Urakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for. Yes, though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines, since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, I'll need your help with the
You cannot be serious, Miko! After... You guys teamed up to scare Paimon!
Aw, come on. I'm really only asking you to finish what you started. Besides...
Paimon's paycheck? Well, there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
Well, hello there, my little helpers. So nice of you to join me.
As if we had a choice. So, Miko, what exactly... Also, to be clear, we actually have no idea what it even means.
It might sound ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakyako is just a gathering of the yokai. Back in the day at yokai gatherings, once everyone had had plenty to drink, one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers. There were so many of them that their silhouettes would block out the moon. But now, the yokai memories that leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no longer able to fly. So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them, gathering all the wandering memories. When the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, they will be satisfied, and return to where they belong. All the preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation and the mention?
Oh, yeah! Something about reciting the secret spells of Lady...
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories. When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way. I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that first, tell the shrine maidens to leave the mountain. During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat. But when their energy is concentrated, they may see this as an opportunity to try and make it up the mountain.
All right, got it.
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a...
Okay,
Descend the mountain?
Yep, Miko said the ritual she's gonna...
I see. I'll evacuate everyone.
We'll be taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual together.
It seems like Lady Guji places... Lady Guji's never allowed anyone else to be in her presence when she's... Thank you for helping with...
Don't worry, we're much... Miko's about to start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
Time to go.
These monsters look really riled up. Yep, let's get rid of them as fast as... All right, here they come! Look at you, Boomtail!
Kami-santo art! Sumetsu! Take flight!
Let's get down to business.
Diana Special!
Into the wind.
Rust and Reaping!
Very high.
There's so many of them! Come on, you can do it!
Sakura Swirl!
Show me what you've got!
One with nature.
Shut up! Don't hold
Shake
back!
and stir!
I dare you! I've been bested.
My apologies!
Alright, that's the last of the monsters. How far along do you think... So many! They're everywhere! Huh?
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me. You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just... Hyman's never seen anything like this before! Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon!
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short. It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light. Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course. Just as I thought. The ritual went very smoothly. Oh.
But the look on your face just...
I'm fine, seriously. Right now.
Nico.
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can...
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
Okay. Well...
Today is the day we agreed to treat Nico to a meal. The venue...
Time to go.
Wait is unbearable. How is the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the traveler?
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally came.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night. It just seemed to form out of nowhere.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that book.
Yeah. I guess light novels are just...
That night was definitely the nail in the coffin for the incantations from novels fad. Still, something tells me the miraculous adventures of the traveler will remain an interesting series for a long time to come.
Huh? Paimon can't see Miku. Guess she's not out here.
Ah, my little friends. There you are.
Nico, this? You...
I did, yes. The thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and... Ah, boss, see these two faces here?
All right.
What's gotten into you? Come on, Citrus. You have to try this fish. It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island. They shipped it to Inazuma. Or maybe you'd rather try this? If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds...
Nico! Last time we were here working on the novel, all you ordered for us was a plain...
Strange. I remember no such thing. Oh, so what? You did offer to treat me to a meal, didn't you?
Miko, this meal is going to be super expensive! Aren't you...
Oh, don't you worry about that. You can most
What? Darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes came true on them, so you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of the The deadline is looming. I'm counting on...
You want to order?
Thank you for the meal. I thoroughly... Oh, did I mention? A saw that convocation ritual we performed over the Grand... I know she can be pig-headed, but it still took me by surprise when she wrote me a long and sternly worded letter about it, chastising me for... Oh, I hardly see what all the fuss is about.
Welcome
That's just
to
like
Uyu
Erika.
Restaurant.
Always
Please
refining
talk to me.